KAMRO USA for the even manliest of audiophiles. This is the latest version of the Blusound Node streaming DAC from Blusound. It might be cheap, but it is by far one of the best streamers I ever had on the review bench. So hang on and find out why and if the new Node might be for you. Remember, I do all this for free, and all I ask you in return is that you help the YouTube algorithm out by tap those little like and subscribe buttons. It makes all the difference. Blusound, notice the matching shirt, is a young company, and it's immediately felt in their approach to their products. While focusing on convenient sound, many of you might wonder what the hell this €649 Node streaming DAC is doing on Stjernholm reviews. And that, my friends, is a very legitimate question. In modern HIFI, with all its streaming services that provide the content, HIFI companies must master the art of creating great and empowering software that put you in touch with all your music. To be honest, this task is really not mastered at all by the majority of the HIFI makers, a thing I touch on now and again in my reviews. The primary problem seems to be lack of experience, and it's actually very difficult to build apps that support all scenarios for customers, as the landscape of formats, technology and services that needs to be supported changes all the time. But making functional software is not enough. It also needs to empower the user to feel connected with their music and enjoy that feeling of success when interacting with the product, and making them lust for even more music enjoyment, no matter the source of the music. You might have a USB hard drive with all your CDs ripped on it, or have an in-house media server with music, while also using streaming services like Spotify and Tidal and Cobus and Amazon and so many others. And maybe just once in a while you want to play that good old beautiful CD. It means that the streamer needs to support all those formats in a great way and let you manage your music in an easy way, no matter where the music is sourced. Ideally, music should be able to be fluently stringed together, no matter the source, combining tracks from drives, streaming service and servers in the same play queues or playlists. You also need to be able to interact with the streamer in a number of intuitive ways, so you can just turn on the music as easy as putting on a physical media. To me, this is exactly some of the thought process that went into this little beautiful thing, making it such a great product to live with, a product that I think most people will love. The Blusound Node has been on the market for quite some time, but this latest version contains serious improvements to its predecessor that makes it even better, friendlier and more versatile. I will compare it with the older Node 2i to find out if the sound has improved, and I will put all its features to the test to find any weak spots. So let's actually start with the sound this time. Comparing the older Node 2i to the Node 130 in a blind test reveals a clearly better sounding DAC inside the Node 130. There's a bigger sense of openness, better sound staging and a calmer feel about it. It sounds more expensive, which is a good thing. When testing the HIFI Audio Neo Streamer DAC that you can see here on the channel, I did a blind test with sound engineer Tim Harris, where we also included the Node 130. And while the much more expensive DACs in that test was marginally better, it was shockingly good at the price. Say you don't want to use the DAC inside because you have a digital amplifier like the Technics SUG 700 Mark II, previously tested here on the channel, you can simply use the digital output bypassing the built-in DAC altogether. When using it like this, you can combine it with any DAC you like and enjoy the amazing talents of this product as a streamer only. Right now I have it combined with the little Gold Node DS10 DAC right here. So the DAC sounds very respectable and extremely good at 649 euros. So let's talk about why I love the damn thing so much. As a standalone streamer DAC for any HIFI system, the good people at Blusound has really hit the perfect storm through the refinement of their software throughout the years. This is a recipe that produces great results, as even small refinements and improvements add up over time in software. Your brain will explode if I made this video a total walkthrough of all the possibilities of the Node, so I will simply just give a couple of examples that you can challenge any other streamer with and tell you what the Node can do in the end of the review. First of all, I love the mature and well prioritized connectivity of the Node. It got what most need and can even take the place of a real preamp if you like. Yes, you even got the choice between analog input or an optical one to connect the additional source, like that CD player. You can also connect the active subwoofer, a USB hard drive with files, and your LAN or connect via Wi-Fi. And we even find a trigger output that can be used to turn on and off that external power amplifier you love. That way it's almost a complete little system. Finally, a new feature on the Node 130 is the HDMI eARC input. Yes, it also connects with your TV and headphones, even Bluetooth ones. It does all this while taking up so little space that you can place it anywhere. And you will want that, because interacting with this little wonder is just such a pleasure. At first glance, it really doesn't look like much, with some little dots on the top of the touch display. But here's Blusound has really distilled everything you need in daily use into the most wonderful user experience I've seen in a long time. You just need to approach the Node with your hand and the display lights up and invites you to interact with it. This is where the power of great software comes into play. Those little 5 dots on top of the display each represent a preset that can be either an internet radio station or a playlist, each with an individual volume setting. This is so brilliant, as it's easy to remember 5 presets and it will cover most users. It allows for a single button press and you got your music without even ever opening an app. Beneath we have a very responsive volume slider that can be disengaged if operating the Node with a fixed volume with an external DAC. And you also find next and previous track buttons, allowing you to easily skip that annoying track that found its way into the playlist. Next! Again, perfectly balanced prioritization and extremely friendly, empowering and inviting to use. You can already see yourself in your underwear in the morning, just pressing a button and there's your morning radio. The proximity sensitive display deserves an easy to reach spot in your decor, but you can also buy a traditional IR remote for 69 euros if you prefer that. There's even an external IR input to be used if the Node has to be installed in a hidden location. With my usual thorough reviews, I tend to cover a lot of ground. In the case of the Node, I will just report that Blusound has reached a very high level of functionality and features with their software, which has a limited learning curve. For users that might just want to use Roon or Tidal for all their music, all you would use the Blusound OS app for is to make presets and settings. Otherwise, you will just stream directly from the service you're using. You can also connect to the Node using Bluetooth.
But who in their right mind would do that?
In either case, the specific app can control volume if needed. If you want to explore the many talents of the Blusound OS app for playing internet radio and high-resolution files from drives and media servers, you can enjoy a number of really cool features. One I often talk about is the ability to cue music for playback no matter what the source is. This means you can easily combine music from drives, select streaming services and media servers in the same queue, allowing you to pick the music you want no matter where it comes from. To me, this is freedom. In this example, I combine music from a USB drive, from the streaming service Tidal, and a media server indexed by the node into one play queue. That is so brilliant. You can even access title from within the Blusound OS interface, so you can attach playlists and so on to presets and add tracks to the queue. You can make playlists, favorites, and the node even makes a database of your local music, allowing you to browse it in multiple ways. The node presets can even be attached to alarms that can trigger the playback at a set time. Brilliant for use in many scenarios where playing a specific radio station or a playlist is wanted. This is a killer feature for special installations where an external playlist at a specific time is needed. Alarms can even have set durations, specific days to be triggered. I imagine that perfect wake-up music every morning, for example. Or how about that Barry White playlist coming on just at the right time? The Blusound OS also allows you to control multiple nodes from the same app and group them if needed. And this is just the tip of the iceberg of the highly refined feature set of the Blusound OS. Even though I have barely scratched the surface of the possibilities with the node, I think it's easier to point out some of the little imperfections. For the hardcore audiophile, the lack of native DSD playback could be one. This does not mean that the node won't play it, but it will simply convert the DSD to another format in order to play it. I also miss a mechanism to help me find cover art that is missing in the local library. That's basically it. The only other brand that I have reviewed that had such a great refinement in software is the Danish Linkdorf guys, which makes it a mystery that Blusound OS is not the weapon of choice for many less software capable HIFI vendors. Blusound OS is also used by companies like DALI and NAD. The Blusound Node 130 is a prime example of how good HIFI products can be when there's a clear vision for how the product should feel. At 649 euros, it's really a no-brainer and crazy good value. It's a great way of getting rid of crappy user experiences from mediocre software by utilizing a product like the Blusound Node as the streaming front end. Even the sound from the built-in DAC is at a level where it delivers way above its price tag, and for the hardcore audiophiles, there's always the possibility to use an external DAC. Very few products come across my bench where I can't find much to complain about. The Blusound Node is a product I would use myself when just wanting some music here and now. It is also a product that causes the user very little grief and will meet you everywhere and in any way you need to use it. It's extremely versatile, refined and stable. It's a benchmark product for any other vendor that don't get it to have a look at. I want one, and that is something I thought I would never say about a 649 euro streamer. Stand by for the pros, the cons and the review score. Be sure to check out the many reviews on the channel. You find them organized in playlists and on the channel front page. And please do butter me up with a little tap 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 on those like and subscribe buttons. See you soon. So what is your experiences? Join us in the comment section below and share.